Everybody wants alternative.
Yo, welcome back to Alternative Milk, the best podcast this side of the Pacific Ocean, bringing you everything that I enjoy being milky as I sip on me some tequila. And today, I'm going to talk about the next episode in My Hero Academia. Yay! I love this series. I love superheroes in general to an extent. I love the different takes on superheroes. Shout out, Marvel, DC, they have good things, but I like to expand, and I have expanded into, that sounded weird, I expanded into My Hero Academia. I've watched the series a good amount. I've caught up with the manga, and I do want to come in here and talk about it. And I'm talking today, episode 4, Start Line, start of the great hero. We already know our boy Zuko's going to be a great hero. But every hero story has a starting point. And the overview for this episode, at the entrance exam, Zuko falls behind as the other students defeat foe villains left and right. Will he be able to get enough points to pass? Because our boy, he wants to be a hero, and he wants to attend the greatest hero school Japan has to offer. So he's at the exam time. And before we get into the exam time, make sure y'all go to the description section and, follow your boy. Make it all cool. Go in there. Go to the Instagram. Go to the Twitter. All that's at the bottom. Go to the shit. The email's down there too. Send me an email. Send me some, is that kind of snail mail if it's email, if it comes instantly? It's still a weird way to communicate with somebody. But you know what? Go there. Send me something. Send things. I like talking to people. Talking's cool. Let me get my tequila. Sipping tequila is cool too. I enjoy the taste of tequila. It's a little. I feel like it's a. If anybody needs to know the brand of tequila that I like to drink on, hit me up. I'll make sure to show, display, and discuss all my little tequila knowledge. But let's keep it moving into the start line. Well, my man Izuku, he finally there, main protagonist boy. He's at the entrance exams. They start out, they talking about, I'm finna go out there, I'm finna go crazy, bro. I'm finna go dumb, stupid. And they explain one more time the robot part of the exam, because they've already done the written part, and now they got to defeat robots valued at 1, 2, and 3 points, and then they got a big ass 0-point robot that's stupid big. And he's chilling. He's got his little tracksuit on, which is cool. I like how they did that tracksuit, because it's basically the colors he's going to be using. I mean, she might have used that tracksuit as the starting point to make his uniform. Basically, it's an add-on effect. Like, he keeps making his uniform better and better, just adding on piece by piece to, help make support his powers better. And I remember when it didn't really hit me until I can't think of the point in the manga, but like season 3, it's like, oh, this is like a completely different uniform. But it gets better because he's getting better. So that's a cool aspect. But this is like the starting point of it with his greenish, bluish tracksuit. And he sees the girl from before the opening ceremony of the exam. He's trying to go over and talk to her, just tell her thank you. That's our girl Ochaka. Uraraka. But he's stopped by Tenya, who's like, man, you a fucking bum. Let that girl be. She trying to focus. You ain't doing shit for her. And he like, oh, that's dissuading. He was just trying to tell her shout out to helping him not fall and trip on his face, making all that cool stuff. But he was a little disrespected. And basically just for this whole episode, he's running around trying to get points, trying to do all this. And it makes me think of, because I remember I tried watching this. I tried to get my partner to enjoy this show, and they were not having it because they kept being mad. He keeps talking in his head a lot. He's constantly in his head explaining the scene that you are seeing right now. And I can see that. I can admit that's a slight fault in the show. It probably translates a little better in manga form, but when you see it, it just goes on a little too long when he's trying to explain something. If they just cut it back a little bit, they would have something a little better. And but besides that, it also introduced our boy Aoyama, Belly Bean boy. Shout out to him. He gonna do some things. He attacking some robots. Everything start. He's shooting things with a laser. They got Tenya. He running around. He got engines in his legs, so he's stupid fast. He like silly out there, going vroom vroom vroom. Maybe their heart goes zoom zoom. So it's all working out. It's all working out. Everybody's destroying robots. Everybody's finding the way. And I do like the scene where it shows who's going to turn out to be the principal, little rat man. He's like, yeah, man, all these students, they got something different about them. They got different ways and tactics to defeat these robots, and it's showing how they're utilizing them and proving that they can be great heroes. But our main character, he's struggling to beat these robots, to get these points to get into the school. And it also doesn't help that his mentor, All Might, told him, like, he pretty much, it shows the scene when he swallows the hair to get the powers, and that he's ready to go and take on the world. And All Might just tries to quickly explain to him before the exam, yeah, it should set in a couple hours, about the time you got to start doing everything. And you kind of rushed it, trying to become a proper vessel for this, for One for All. So you go out there, squeeze your butt cheeks, and yell smash. And all the power should come to you. You should be fine. You probably be able to use some of it. But that is horrible instruction. That is not how you teach somebody how to use what is essentially one of the strongest quirks in the world. You're going to want to clench your cheeks and yell smash. First of all, sir, this man just ate your DNA. Like, if the cops came right now, you have to explain that you fed this boy your DNA and you want him to clench his cheeks while yelling smash. All right. That is how you end up on a list. Not a good list either. All bad lists. But as the exam goes on, our boy, he's out there. He's really struggling to make a play, because he's seeing everybody destroy all these robots around him, but it's not that he's not having an opportunity. He's literally never used his new quirk that he's acquired. So he's trying to figure it out. This is the first time that he's been put in a situation like all these other kids. You got to think, since they were, let's say, minimum 5 years old, they've been using their quirk second nature to do things. And it seems simple, like, well, he just used his quirk. Like, no, they even when they haven't been training, they've been training. That's like gaining the ability to walk when you're 15, when you could never walk before. Like, everything's set. Your legs are strong enough to walk. You can walk. Your brain has all the motor function to walk. But if it's your first time ever doing it, you're gonna fall on your face. You're not gonna know how to balance, to counteract, to react. It's a whole different set of issues that somebody, you just wouldn't think about in this situation. So All Might he really did do him a disservice of not explaining more of the quirk. Like, you had 10 months. Even if you weren't going to give him the quirk yet, there should have been a little effort in explaining how it works, so when he gets it, he is more prepared. Because, as we know, Deku is a deep thinker. They constantly show his inner monologue and what he's thinking about in a situation. He's processing how to handle a scene. You get this man prior knowledge. It's like that Batman Batman stand say, well, what about prep time? So he needs prep time in his head. Sometimes he does overthink, and that comes up later in the series. Like, you're overthinking it too much. Sometimes you just need to react, and he's proven that he can. Hey, I'm just gonna go because I got to save somebody, and that comes up in the episode, because when the 0 point robot comes, it's the biggest robot, biggest, baddest, looks like it's gonna fuck shit up, and everybody's just running. Everybody's running away. They're like, hey, this is 0 point, well, I'm gonna stay here. But my man's like staring at it like, holy shit, this is 0 point. Like, he's analyzing the situation. Then he sees Uraraka. She's trapped under a rock. She can't go anywhere. She's like, fuck, I'm fucked. What the hell am I supposed to do? And Man Boy, he did some shit. He did some shit. 10 years running by, he's like, what is this man doing? You still here? Run. Because everybody's written him off at this point. All the other contestants have, potential students have written him off. They said, man, this man is weak. He ain't shit. He ain't never going to be shit. As everybody runs by him, it's like they're not ignoring the situation, but they said, 10 years thinking that the teachers will handle that. Somebody else will handle that. And that's the same thing with with the superheroes. In the first 2 episodes, they were thinking like, everybody in the society was thinking somebody else will handle that. The heroes were thinking somebody else will handle that. No, you handle the situation. Our main guy saw somebody in trouble, and he said, I'm gonna act. I'm not gonna risk this person getting hurt. This man did what he was told. He clenched those cheeks, and you can see his powers activate for the first time. It always weirded me out that it activates. I don't know if it activates differently or just manifests differently for each user of One for All. Because you see the little marks on his arms and little lightning around him. And my man clenched them cheeks and yelled, "Smash him!" and shot straight up using the power of his legs straight to that robot's face, and boom with his right arm. Fucking knocked him out. It was a good hit. That was a solid blow, man. My man, he might be a hero. He might be that dude. Like, I was over there slow clapping. I'm like, okay, fuck that robot up. Could nobody tell him nothing. But what could tell him something was his body. Because when All Might told him, when he first told him about the quirk, like, yeah, if I give it to you now, your arms will shoot off. His arms didn't shoot off, but both his legs were shattered and his right arm was fucked. And he was way up in the sky. Like, this was a building. I didn't count the floors, but let's say at least 15-story robot coming at him, and he just jumped up there and knocked that motherfucker out. And as he's falling back down, his right arm shattered, his legs are shattered. He clenches his left fist, and he's thinking the whole way down. He's like, there's no way for me to stop. I didn't get any points, and if I shatter, all I can do is punch with my left hand, use the Detroit Smash, so I won't fall and hit the ground so hard. But then if I break that arm, I definitely won't be able to gain any points because it's my only usable limb. He's like, fuck it. This is all I can do. This is all I can do to survive. And the point is, you have to be able to survive to the next fight. And when he goes to punch, Uraraka comes and saves the day. She slaps his ass across the face, causing him to float in the air. And I appreciate that, man, because he literally just saved her from what they believe was a life-threatening situation. He saved her. She made sure he didn't hit the ground. He made sure she didn't get squished by a robot just earlier. And then it was cute because when she overuses her quirk, she like throws up like rainbow glitter. She's like a fucking unicorn in a fairy tale would throw up. So she's vomited. She's like, man, thank you. And he's like, cool, but I'm fucked. Everything's fucked. And then you get to see Recovery Girl for the first time. She's an older lady. Aoyama, he explains like she's the lifeblood of UA because she has the ability to. She's like the nurse of the school, and she can, when she kisses somebody with her lips, she can causes their body to regenerate to a certain extent. So it basically healed his legs and arms to a certain extent because they were gone. They were fucked. He was messed up, but he was healed. He got to go home, and he's eating dinner with his mom. He's like, fuck, what? How the hell am I supposed to? how am I supposed to make it when he didn't even get into school? But there was no way he was going to be able to get into this school until he gets the message. It came in the mail. He opens it up. He reads it. All Might's like, nah, bro, you're the guy. Because like during the robot scene, Tenya thought like maybe they grading on a different parameter, and All Might confirms with it was cool. It's like a little hollow pad thing came out the envelope and shows like a hologram of All Might. And he had a little funny banter with the guy behind the screen, telling him, "Hey, you gotta keep it moving. You got a bunch of these to do." But just basically telling him he got in, and they were scoring on your test score and the battlefield, but also they had another category called rescue points. And my man, it seemed like he got perfect marks in terms of rescue points because he scored high enough to get in. And the rescue points are basically, just because there was that 0-point robot, it still provides you with the opportunity to prove your stuff. Like, it's there. What are you going to do? And especially in his case with the robot, I'm pretty sure people in the past have been overpowered coming to the school, able to hit that robot and just say, you know what, I'm just going to beat it up because that's what I freaking want to do. And so he did. But he got the rescue points because he sacrificed himself for that girl. And Uraraka ended up getting rescue points because it shows a clip of her going to President Mike and just saying, "Hey, I want to give my points to that kid. He was willing to sacrifice himself for me, knowing that he didn't have any points." And I mean, that's pretty cool. Like he really risked it all. And now he gets to go to the school he always wanted to go to. And after the ending song plays and the credits play, it has a cute scene when he exits his room after watching the clip of All Might telling him about his UA status. And his mom's out there and he just, smiles at her. She's like, "Oh, my baby's just a super genius quirk lord thingy." But she had to be proud. I was proud of him. And that's the start line to a hero, because the first step was to get in the UA. Like, you can't say the first step was to get the quirk and do all this training, but if he doesn't get in the UA, it makes it so much harder. Like, he wants to be All Might. And you could tell that from his room. It's basically a shrine to All Might. It has everything in there is All Might themed. The sign on his door to his room that has his name had like All Might's little blonde hair things pointing up on it. Like, everything's a shrine because that's who he wants to be. He wants to be the next All Might, and it's the first step. So shout out to him. Some cool things happen. I think I like the fact that during when it showed his name under where he ranked in terms of the test score, you got to see the names of some other kids from what is going to be class 1A and some from class 1B. And you even got to see the number 2 and 3 heroes in like a kind of like a flashback scene when they were thinking about them in terms of Endeavor and Best Genius, of people who are in the top heroes who went to UA. You just get a quick flash. Of course, we're going to see more of them, especially probably we're going to see more of an Endeavor first. And that's not until season 2, but I can't wait. Even just having the names pop up, like, it's cool how they did that. It's like, it's just a little quick thing, but just building on the universe, like, all this plan. It makes you want to go back and see the manga chapter. Like, did they have the names in that too already posted right there? It's like, wow, because they got some people on there you ain't even really think about till season 2. But it's cool seeing it now, just getting a whole different perspective on it. But it's definitely the start of our hero. So, hey, thank y'all for listening to the next episode in this series on Alternative Milk. We got a whole network, Alternative Milk Network, if I can say the word. And go to the description. I also got another podcast with my partner. Me and her discuss topics and the news and some things on Reddit called That's a Tough One. Also, where all podcasts stream. But make sure, if you made it this far in, go like, like the episode, do it, share it, all the places. Make me feel special, because y'all are special. And y'all need to have a good day, too. So, I will.
Don't you
Catch y'all next
want
time.
it,
Deuces, man.
baby? Alternative